Good morning. So this is the last of the Nugget of Wisdom series. And it's not that I have all the wisdom in the world, but just something that I've learned that I would like to share. So this is Nugget of Wisdom number 7. And that is, and all of a sudden my brain is going numb there, is mindset. And that is, I think, the biggest one that has changed me and helped me to lose so much weight and to continue to want to lose more. Mainly, besides the fact that health is my main goal, and being more able to do more things like yesterday, I actually got to the point where I walked up there are different parts to the flight of the stairs to my rec center where they have pretty much all the equipment at the moment. And so there's like one little 3 steps, and then there's another little bit, and that's maybe like 6-7 steps, and there's another one that's maybe like 10 steps. And parts to to upstairs, to get to the stairs upstairs, to get upstairs. And I actually walked up all of them without a handrail. I think that's because I've strengthened my legs, I've done some things to help with balance, all of that, and I've also lightened up. But so that was a big one for me. Now I'm not saying that I did it all elegantly, and I didn't need to stop in the middle a little bit, like for a momentary, part of a second in between, a few times. But I did make it up. And some of them weren't too bad. I had quite a few steps at once. In fact, I only had one spot where I needed to actually stop for about a second. And nobody else was on the stairs, so I could do that. Not that I don't try it, and here you can see I have steps as well. But it was just something that I was able to do. I had shoes on that were nice and sturdy and everything, and it worked out. So now back to mindset and envisioning. And that's something, part of the envisioning is I envisioned that I would be able to walk up the steps without the use of a handrail. And that was a big goal for me, also a goal. And also thinking positive toward weight loss, as in it's not meant to be a punishment. If you think of weight loss as a punishment, well, I've done this, so now I have to really discipline myself and do this horrible thing. Well, if you have a lot to lose anyway, that's not going to probably work long term. It doesn't work for me long term. I have to be able to enjoy it. It's not as enjoyable as eating wise as it used to be, but you can find things that you like to eat. You can come up with a program that's going to work and make you feel better. I have a program that I actually enjoy. Plenty of complex carbs, plenty of fruits, and plenty of sunshine and exercise, walking. Now it's going to get cooler, and I'll have to be very, very choosy about when I get my walk in, because it will be too cool, and some days I will not be able to. But anyway, I've been able to maintain a more positive attitude just through the diet and exercise. Other ways too, but that just through that alone has helped me a lot. Yes, be positive about it. Think about it. Yeah, I'm going to do this thing, and there are going to be struggles along the way, and I'm going to have to find my way and figure out what works, and because the same thing isn't necessarily always going to work all the way throughout. It depends on how much I have a lot to. I lost 102 pounds. And, I didn't do that without some struggles and some months that weren't, I hardly lost anything. Um, but it's like I kept looking for the right thing without, like I'm just going to go from this to that to that to this. I'm trying to figure out what's working for me, and I found what worked. And I mean, there was something that worked, something that worked temporarily. It kind of wasn't a good choice, and then something that worked really well. And and in this new year, I'm looking to focus a little bit differently, but it's going to be along the same lines, but just a little more. I'm going to be doing more on my own, and I have somebody I'm following on Facebook that I think will, similar to what I was doing. But I always have a positive attitude. I mean, occasionally I'm negative. I mean, everybody has that, I would imagine. But I keep it positive. And also, I envision myself slimmer. Now, I'm a person who I don't want to set an exact weight goal because I don't know where when I'm going to have to struggle so much that it may not be worth it. It might be better to just try to, lower my body fat percentage through a little more strength training. I don't know, and so I have a kind of a general, this range, I want to make sure I'm in this weight range because that's like the least of what I want. And if it's more, great. But I envision myself slimmer. I know I'm still not slim, but I try to envision myself, being that way. And then there was one other one, and now I can't remember. Yes, okay. I said again, set goals, but set goals along the way. I set a lot of goals along the way. Some of them were rather lofty ones, but I had ones that were smaller, like about every 20 pounds or so. When I had so much to lose, I would have a goal, and when I would reach that, it was like, yeah, that's great. It wasn't like, okay, now let me have a big slice of cake. No, it wasn't like that. It was like, yeah, great. And now let me, find something smaller to wear and that kind of thing. Nowadays, it's sort of like necessary to wear something smaller because, I don't have really anything that small except for things for back when I have a few sets of clothes from when I was in college, and not very many of them left, but they're like just there for fun. I wouldn't actually wear them, but so I really don't have much of anything that's smaller to wear except for a hand-me-down, so to speak, pair of jeans that I have. I try to have a pair of jeans that are smaller in the weight. So am I ready to wear that yet? But I have, so I had, to lose 100 pounds and however long it took, but it ended up that even though it surpassed what I thought I could do in a year, so it was a little less than a year, but now it's a year past, and now I'm looking to be in Wonderland, weigh 100 and something, and that is my new goal, and I've decided I will make 3 videos a week talking about my my progress and what I'm doing, and if you want to follow me and try what I'm trying, I will talk about who I'm following on Facebook, and a little bit more about how I need to change a little bit and how to do it gradually. And it's not a big change. Like I said, it's not a big change from what I'm already doing. It's just a little bit different. And so that's what I have to say. Positive attitude. Set goals. Vision yourself a little smaller. All has been very helpful for me when things sometimes aren't always quite as great as I'd like for them to be. And at the end of this video, there is a little something on a little bonus tip. So you all have a great day. Bye-bye. So here's a bonus tip for you. And that is, what happens if you lose a support system? Well, I've said before, and I'll say it to those of you who didn't hear that, it's good to have many types of support when you support groups or support people, and because you never know when you're going to lose one. And if you lose one, you still have other really good, I'm talking about really good, solid support. And I still have a lot of good, solid support. I have people who are even more behind me now than ever before. So, yeah, just have varied support the best you can. And then that way you can keep going. And don't forget, support yourself. Be your own support system as well. Be your own cheerleader. And remember you're worth it. And, loss of support sometimes happens. Take care.